Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Biblio Fitness. Now we are at the pinnacle. The climax is now arriving in terms of the brothers Karamazov. Can I help you, sir? My kitty, come here, Hercules. Hercules. I'm in my home right now, and my little cat is running around all frantic. Clearly, he wants attention. I don't know what's going on with him, but we are here. Events are beginning to unfold, and I really am happy that I began this. And I know I've been saying this for the past couple episodes, but my mentality and my perspective and everything is really starting to change. And clearly, I made the right decision by doing this. And while I may not have all the viewers right now, I'm still happy doing this. You know, I love reading more than anything. And I'm glad that I now am able to, get my arguments to the world, and hopefully get you all to read, because this book is absolutely amazing. I'm glad all the content that is now being being pushed because of this book. Now I have no excuse to not upload every fucking day. But yeah, we are here. Now, today, the title of today's episode is The 48 Hours Before Catastrophe. Because we're going to be talking about the 2 days that are transpiring before events really come to a head. And this is centered around Dmirtri, of course, the good old Dmirtri, good boy. Okay, I got confused for a second. I was like, well, did I already do the stuff before? But yes, I did. This man is at the end of his rope. Dmitri's at the end of his rope. He's absolutely desperate. He has no money. And he's still fervently trying to get Grushenska to marry him, right? This conflict is now really coming to a head. He's starting to feel like Grushenska is going to make her decision at any moment. And the problem is that if Grushenska chooses Dmirtri, guess what? Dmitri's broke as fuck. Dmitri's obviously comes from inheritance, even though his dad basically fucked him over, but it was actually Dmitri's fault, The guy doesn't know how to hold his money. The guy doesn't know how to earn, he's never had to earn it, therefore he never respected it. And if he's never had to earn it, he doesn't know how to make it. So this guy is running around with brain fever, as he says it himself in the book, in the story. And he's running around with brain fever, desperate, trying to figure out how is he going to make money. How is 3,000 rubles going to just suddenly fall on his lap? Because he has no idea how to make money. And he's getting desperate. He's like a chicken with his head cut off, running around town, trying to figure out what the hell is to do. And so this guy comes up with an insanely bold, stupid plan. And his plan is to go to good old Samsonov, the merchant Samsonov, the patron of Grushenska. Now, as if you are reading along with the story as you know damn well that this is really stupid. There is no way in hell that this man is going to help the guy that's trying to steal away the girl in the first place. This is the guy that really is the only guy that she pays attention to. The only guy that she tells her secrets to. The only guy that has her ear. There's no way in hell that this old man is going to let her go. But Dmitri, in his pure-hearted foolishness and his desperation, decides to make a play. So he arrives at this man's house, big-ass house, a very dirty-looking, because this guy's an asshole. He has 2 sons, Samsonov. He has 2 sons. They live in the first floor, along with their family, while he has the entire top floor to himself, even though he's not even using all the rooms, which is insane. But that's just the sort of man this guy is, and he seems to have gout. The narrator doesn't explicitly state that, but the guy has swollen legs. He can't really walk. His lip is swollen. Just sounds like the common symptoms of gout. Something I definitely never want. One of my managers has gout. Was starting to develop gout, and that's terrible. I don't want to walk around with swollen legs, but that's what happens when you don't follow the correct diet. But so as Dmitri arrives, at first he's not welcomed in. Obviously, this is a rival. And Samsonov immediately asked the young man that attends to him, that opens the door, is like, yo, is this guy, like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, is he drunk? Kick him out. And the guy reports back like, no, he's not drunk, but he's persistent. He does not want to leave the premises. And so in order to get back in, Dmitri finally writes a letter. He has like a paper and pencil, and he writes that it's an urgent matter regarding Alexandra Adronova, which is obviously the actual name of Grushenska. Grushenska is just a nickname. And so finally the man is curious. I was like, what the fuck does this fool want? Let's see what he wants. So he tells him, hey, bring him to one of the waiting rooms and I'm going to come down. And he tells one of his sons to come along with him. Big 6-foot guy, strong as a fucking ox, clearly, he has the physique or the physiognomy of a bear. Russians are crazy. Yeah, crazy physiques. I remember reading about Peter the Great, how he was taller than most men. There was a funny story how he was doing this tour around Europe in order to revolutionize his army and shit like that. And he was trying to go incognito, but people were like, there's no way you're going to go incognito, you jackass. You're taller than most people by inches. Like, you are like a sore thumb walking around. But Samsonov does not bring his son along to the waiting room because he's scared or something. It's because, as a witness, just to see what this fool is going to do, just in case something does go down. And so this man, Dmitri, do you want to go outside? Give me 1 second. My cat is needy. Come on, Papa. Go ahead, Papa. Come on, puppy. My cat. He's a needy little fucker. Well, not really needy. I love cats because they're very independent. My cat just likes to be outside and take naps throughout the day. He probably just wanted to come inside and eat some food and figure out what the hell I'm doing. So Dimitri's in the waiting room and he is exuding this like real desperation, like it's showing all over his face, his behavior. He's very frantic. He's very fidgety. He can't stop moving. And that's not a good idea. Food for thought for anybody. Don't ever go to someone looking desperate. You're going to get played for a fool. Obvious, but don't. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You're going to get played and you're already placing yourself in a submissive position. Because guess what? People know you're desperate and they know you're going to willing to do anything. So you're going to get undersold or you're going to get played. And that's exactly what happens to this idiot. So Dmitri starts describing his asinine plan. And he comes up with the story that he's like, Samsonov, he starts telling him like, I know you're aware of the beef that my father and I had. That I've had for the past couple months. This man has took my inheritance away from me. He doesn't want to pay me back. But through my mother, I have the deed to another town, Chermonsny or some shit like that, which is the same town that Fyodor wanted to send Ivan to in order to meet this man Grushkin or Lyagavi. His real name is Lyagavi, but doesn't want to be called that way. And the reason I'm talking about that is because it's all pointing in the same direction. And so Dmitri starts presenting this guy as like, a couple months ago, I met this lawyer, he's highly revered, you probably know him, he thinks highly of you. I present him with these documents proving that I own, proving that my share of the property of the town. But Dmitri, like an idiot, clearly a liar, vaguely talks about the paperwork, but it doesn't go into it doesn't actually explicitly describe the paperwork and how how it substantiates his claim to whatever property he's talking about, right? You just glossing it over, telling only the lawyer has his rights to make a lot of this money. And with this money, if he takes it to court, he could get an easy 8,000 rubles out of it. But then he goes to Samsonov, hey, look, I don't want to deal with court. I don't want to deal with all this shit. I don't want to deal with all the legal paperwork. I'll give you the deed so you can make this money. I just need you to give me 3,000 up front, and I would really appreciate if you did it right now. It all stinks of bullshit. While he's describing this, he's skipping over things, he's stumbling, he's mumbling, he's not eloquent, he's not cohesive. Like, no, the story's not cohesive, he's just rambling. Like, you could tell this guy's like literally on his nerves, like he's like a desperate man at the end of his rope. And he describes him, hey, look, I really need these 3,000 rubles. I need you to help me out. And it's for a common interest. It's for the betterment of Alexandra. And And he's like, if you can't help me, this is the end of the rope. Like, I'll be done. I might as well drown myself today. That's it. And that's it. And as he says, he gets up, he goes to the couch, he gets up, he leans away, and he's just like, in his head, he's like, fuck. It did this not sound as good as I thought it was gonna be. And then it sounds on tells him, hey man, we don't partake in that sort of business. And Dmitri's like legs almost fall under him, right? The realization that this guy's not gonna be able to help him out has now come, been thrown in his face. And Dmitri's like, fuck, are you serious? He's like, yo, like we don't participate in that sort of shit, but I do know someone that can help you out. His name is Liagavi, which is the same guy that Ivan was sent to by his father, by Fyodor. And he's like, yeah, why don't you go to Liagavi? As you could probably tell, for the past month or so, he's been haggling with your father for some woodlot over property and prices. So if you present him with what you presented me, I'm sure he'll take you up on your offer. You just have to go over there, and he'll help you out. And Dmitri's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, you fucking saved me. You are a fucking guardian angel. Thank you so much. You have saved me from the depths and stuff like that. And he tries to go ahead and shake this guy's hand, but there's malice in Samsonov's eyes. And he takes a step back. He's like, oh, okay, relax. Like, I don't know what's going on here. But he marches off. And afterwards, because he at first tells him, he first thinks to himself, he's like, either this guy saved me or he's making me a fool. He should have taken the second opinion because clearly he's playing him for a fool. Afterwards, Samsonov is super pissed. And even after the events are going to transpire, the narrator says that Samsonov, grandiosely and proudly told people like, oh yeah, I played this guy for a fucking idiot. Like, he's a jackass. Because he's like this, like, and then the narrator's like, I don't know, who knows what the reason is. Maybe it's jealousy over this guy actually trying to take this girl away from him, or maybe shut up. See, this fucking cats, bro. I just let him out, and he wants to come back in. He can go fuck off. So the narrator's like, maybe it's jealousy over Grushenska, maybe because Dmitri wanted to take away from him, or the fact that Dmitri thought that this guy was so stupid to actually believe his story. And so Dmitri heads off. The problem is that Dmitri has no money. He has no way to go to the station. He only has 40 kopecks. So he starts pawning a watch. And then he gets 3 rubles from the landowners that they really like him. They really care about him. So they lend him money. So he has 9 rubles now. And then he goes to the station in order to get the carriage, in order to go to the town, because the Samsonov tells him that this guy is with a priest. Like, they're together, talk to the priest, and he'll take him, and the both of them will be able to help you out. And he's in this town. When Dmitri arrives at the town, he finds out that, guess what? The priest is not there. He's in another village. So now he has to go to another village, where it takes time. Now, by the time he gets there, because remember, this guy is frantic. Like, he does not want to leave town because he's scared that Grushenska is going to run off to Fyodor in the meantime. But he's like, fuck it, I have to take the chance. I have to go for it if I need the money. Because he really does think that if Grushenska picks him, and he'll be able to start a new life with her. He'll be able to go to some other place, the end of the world, away from Moscow, away from Russia, go somewhere new, start fresh. You know how a lot of people are. A lot of people are in the dirt, a lot of people are dead. You hear this story all the time. People saying, if only I can leave, if only I can get away from these people, I'd be a new man, I'd be a changed person, I'd live a life of virtue and not from vice. And that's the dream that that Dmitri is possessed with. And he's a very proud guy. Like, he doesn't want to live off Grushenska's money because he's a man and he wants to go with his money. He doesn't want to be a scoundrel. He doesn't want to be using money from another woman when he already used the money from Katerina. And so remember, this 3,000 rubles is the money he owes Katerina. And he says, he can't live a new life with this woman, with Grushenska, if he still owes money to this girl. Doesn't want to start a new life while owing money. Like, he can't live with that guilt. So, so he's in desperate straits, and he finally finds this priest in the other village. By the time it's already dark, Dmitri's really desperate, right? Like, he literally tells himself, like, I'll drag this motherfucker Liagavi to town if I have to get this deal done. I need this money. And then when he finds the priest tells him, "Oh, I'm not with this guy. There's guys with a forester and some hut, but he's only like half a mile away. You could walk." Turns out it was not half a mile; it was a mile and a half, and it took longer than expected because the guy proposed them walk. Like they don't need to take a carriage; they could just walk there. And while they're walking there, Dmitri in his heightened states of desperation and nerves starts just blabbering and asking questions to this guy, and the priest is just like, I don't know anything. But then he brings up like, why are you calling Liagavi? That's what he asked Dmitri. He's like, dude, why are you calling Liagavi? Liagavi doesn't like to be called that. He likes to be called Gruskin. If you call this guy by Liagavi, you're not gonna get anywhere with him. He's not gonna fuck with you. And Dmitri's like, what? Like Samsonov told me that's his name. And the guy's like in his head, he's like, wait a second. If this guy told you that, then he's probably fucking with you. Like there's something foul going on here. Like he wouldn't send, if he had a good conscience, if he had your best interest at heart, he wouldn't be telling you to call him by that name. But Dmitri pays no mind. So they finally arrived at the forester's hut, the guy where this guy is staying at. And when they arrive, the guy is drunk. The guy is pissed drunk, passed out. He's been drinking. He downed like a whole bottle of vodka or rum or whatever, and he has a half a bottle of another liquor left. The guy's passed out on the couch. And Dmitri, in his desperation, really tries to shake him and wake him and smack him and tell him, yo, get up. You know, because he needs them. They need to resolve this as soon as possible, right? And then the forester and the priest tell him, like, dude, you're done. You're going to have to wait at least until the morning because this guy's passed out. And even if he does wake up, he's not going to be cognizant enough to be able to speak with you. This guy's drunk. You know, he's not going to be able to talk to you. And Dmitri's just in pure desperation. He's just, you know, at the end of his nerves. Like, you just see, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Am I really supposed to wait for this jackass? Like how selfish of him. Like, he doesn't know that I'm desperate here. I need his money. I need help here. But at the end, he just decides, like, he's going to have to wait. And while he waits, apparently, like, it's closed, and these idiots have a lantern on. So carbon dioxide poisoning is about to happen. Carbon monoxide poisoning, I'm sorry. Because this guy out of nowhere falls asleep, Dmitri. And when he wakes up, he's getting this throbbing headache. And it's because the room is full of fumes. And so he has to open the fucking door. The priest runs off. And by the way, the priest gets a horse and he runs off. He's like, I want nothing to do with this. Dmitri wakes up with a fat ass headache. The forester wakes up. They have to open a window. The other guy could have easily died, but he was still asleep. That's how passed out this guy is from all the alcohol. And so he finally was able to resuscitate. Like, Dmitri put cold water on his head, and he finally knocks out again. And he wakes up really early, like really late. He wakes up like at 9 a.m. And for that, it's late because, like I said, you know, he's really trying to get back home as soon as possible and get this resolved. And when he wakes up, he sees this guy already drunk, already been drinking and eating breakfast. And Dmitri starts texting him like, oh, look, I'm Dmitri Karamazov. I'm here to talk to you. I know you know my father. And out of nowhere, the guy immediately becomes defensive. He becomes aggressive. He's like, I don't know you. You're a fucking liar. Liar. I don't know you. What the hell are you talking about? And he's like, dude, what do you mean what I'm talking about? I'm trying to tell you, like, I have an offer that I would like present you. He's like, oh, should people go to jail for cheating and lying? Because you're a liar. I want nothing to do with you. Dmitri wants, like, the guy is not interested in anything this guy has to say. And Jimmy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I need you to help me out. This Samsonov sent me to you. He told me to talk to you. He's like, liar, 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 liar. And then Dmitri really starts now realizing that he was played. Now he realizes that he was sent on a fool's errand to waste time. And so he just eats. He packs up. He just packs up and leaves. And he is now absolutely distraught. You know, he's at the end of his rope. He's absolutely, like, this was his chance, right? And luckily for him, he found some people on the way back to town, and he was able to, you know, hitch a ride with them and be able to get back home. But this guy really is at the end of his rope now. And we'll talk about his last play before the desperation in the next video, because we're already at 20 minutes. But it's all starting to come to a head. This guy doesn't, like, he can literally not do this anymore. Like, he could just let Grushenska go, but he's so desperate to get with her that he's just putting himself through all this misery. He could easily just stop, but he doesn't want to. He really does have this feeling that if Grushenska picks him, they're both gonna be changed people. They're both gonna leave their vices behind. They're both gonna leave their bad ways behind and be pure and virtuous people. But then the idea starts coming to his head is like, what if she doesn't pick him? What if she picks her father? His father. What will he do then? He doesn't even want to think about that. He's like, fuck, I don't know what I would do if she picks him. So he just focused on her picking him. And he's just naturally like this sort of guy that gets really emotional with whatever decision and idea he has. And he puts his all into it. And that's why he goes through these fluctuations of emotions when he becomes disappointed. Because in his head, he's sure it's going to work. And in reality, crashes in and tells him, like, to his face, and tells him how stupid he is, basically, for even thinking these things are going to work. So now, he's heading back to town. And shit's about to get real dirty. So that will be part 2 of these 48 hours of catastrophe. I'm probably going to do the video right after this and upload it because it's getting really good and I want to keep reading. So hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all have a great day and make some gains. Remember, don't forget to make some gains. Don't forget to drink your water and don't forget to read, people, please. So love you all and until next time, peace.